So what we recommend, oftentimes people come to us and their eyes are huge. They want to be everywhere because there's so many choices. But it's very important, first of all, mass media still is effective, and it's very important that you're there. It is very important that you're online as well, because very often the first thing people do when they hear about your business is they go right and Google you via their mobile device or computer. But it's very important that we feel you own one place first and you start one place first and get success there and get traction, and from there scale up and outward using the best mediums in a step approach.
Your company, Jessica, actually uses cost per profit, so how has that influenced your decision making in terms of platforms? And I'll ask the second question for any of you up there as well. How can traditional media outlets stay relevant?
Okay. So for us, you ask about traditional media staying relevant. I always have to say this, when TV was introduced, everyone said radio's dead. When the internet was introduced, everybody said, oh, this is going to, ruin everything. And the fact of the matter is, mass media is still very relevant. Most recent surveys show over 75% of people still get their news from their local news television stations. When a big event happens, they might get it on social media or hear it through the grapevine or see it online. But by far, when there's something big happening, people then turn to their radio news station or they turn to their television station. It's very true today. So regarding staying relevant, I think that it's still very relevant and part of the mix. And then regarding cost per profit, it's no longer the John Wanamaker world. We know how to track and attribute engagement to media choices. So we track that, and we're very closely communicating with our clients, and we're able to attribute actual profit to a media lead source. So we stick with that and grow it.
I truly believe traditional media is very important, but I think it's about the marriage now, and it is about multi-platform, which is wonderful. We used to be in a world that we pushed messages out, and today, because of choice, people want to pull it in, and they're pulling it in through traditional media, and they're pulling it in through digital. So it's important that we stay current, I think, for our advertisers, and we really understand what's happening now and where people are going. What do they say? By the time the adults get to whatever's hot, the trend's changed because it's moving that quickly. So traditional media is so important. I'm passionate about that, but I think it's now a marriage, and I think it's about multi-platform with traditional media so that they're pulling the message in and we're following them wherever they're going.
So I'll just add a little bit to that. So just to tell you a little bit about what Wilco is and how we're a little bit different from some of these companies, excuse me, up here. So Wilco is an African-American cable company. It was actually started by my father, Will Daniel, 36 years ago, the year that I was born. So there's my age. So I always say that, my father had 2 babies at the same time. But we, started that business based on providing specialized, affordable technologies to communities who would otherwise been underserved or overlooked by traditional media outlets. So we kind of found a niche in terms of low-income communities that needed that type of technology that the mainstream communities were getting or they were not getting. And my father built that business, and when I came on board and decided to be his CEO carrier or his vision carrier, or I call it his exit plan, I had to make a decision because when I came to the company, everything had changed. Technology had changed. It wasn't just cable anymore. So we had realized that we weren't just a cable company, but we were a technology company. And that jack in the wall that only really represented entertainment now represented bringing people health and bringing people jobs or bringing people information to raise their educational IQs, right? So, and a lot of that was around broadband. So just to kind of hit what Kim had said, it is a marriage because